So I guess there's a couple of news that came out over the weekend. Was it the weekend? Yeah, the weekend with Emma Watson and J.K. Rowling. And I think that let me move my ugly face up here. I think that what Emma Watson said, my bad, is true. However, she's been blasting J.K. Rowling for a long time now. Now here's the thing. Emma Watson has always been like a feminist. But the thing is that she also agrees with the whole like LGBT people that like men can be in women's bathroom and stuff like that. So she's been very, very critical. Not just her, but Daniel Radcliffe and a bunch of other people that were from the cast were very, very critical of J.K. Rowling. So let's go ahead and see what she has to say. So this is the Chiron over here. Not Chiron, but this is the pop-up over here on, I guess she's being interviewed. Let's see.
Well, I'd like to think so. And I think there are some other positive signs, too, that things are shifting. When you see the media starting to say trans women are men, then I think we really are winning. But Emma Watson was careful, wasn't she, not to go too far. I think what she's going to find now is you can't sit on the fence. She was a real cheerleader for Mermaids, the charity, and for transitioning children and for people knowing who they are.
It was also kind of there's that clip of her at the BAFTAs, and it was just kind of like a really snidey, there's that bit where she says, I'm here for all the witches, like, but one. Or what, yeah, it was just nasty.
Yeah.
Right when J.K. Rowling was getting a lot of rape threats, death threats.
So whether she is trying to row back from that full-hearted support for transitioning children, or whether she's just trying to get back in with J.K. Rowling in the hope of work, who knows? Richard Dawkins is an interesting case because, you know, I'm sure when he wrote The God Delusion, he thought that was quite out there. It turns out that saying men can't become women is even more out there, and who would have thought that? But he is someone whose career is so established that he's not at any risk. The real win is when ordinary people can say those things, and I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, basically Emma Watson did say that I still treasure J.K. Rowling, even though they have differences, right? They have a lot of differences with each other, and they don't agree with a lot of things, but she still treasures her. Now, this clip has been going around. I believe she was also, I can't find the video right now of Emma Watson, but J.K. Rowling did respond to this. So let me move my ugly face back down over here. So I'm seeing quite a lot of comments about this, so I want to make a couple of points. I'm not owed eternal agreement from any actor who once played a character I created. The idea is as ludicrous as me checking with the boss I had when I was 21 for what opinions I should hold these days. Emma Watson and her co-stars have every right to embrace gender identity ideology. Such beliefs are legally protected, and I wouldn't want to see any of them threatened with loss of work, violence, or death because of them. However, Emma and Daniel Radcliffe, in particular, have both made it clear over the last few years that they think our former professional associations gives them a particular right, nay, obligation to critique me and my views in public. So this is not like, this is crazy work, man. But yeah, those kind of Daniel Radcliffe and Emma have basically came out against her, saying that anything that she said and stuff like that, it's terrible, terrible things, man. It's they critiqued her a lot, they criticized her, and they don't agree with her, and they did this publicly. When you've known people since they were 10 years old, it's hard to shake a certain protectiveness. Until quite recently, I hadn't managed to throw off the memory of children who needed to be gently coaxed through their dialogue in a big scary film studio. For the past few years, I've repeatedly declined invitations from journalists to comment on Emma specifically, most notably on the witch trials of J.K. Rowling. Ironically, I told the producers that I didn't want her to be hounded as a result of anything I said. Television presenter in the attached clip highlights Emma's all witches speech, and in truth, that was a turning point for me. Yeah, basically called her a witch. But it had a postscript that hurt far more than the speech itself. Emma asked someone to pass on a handwritten note from her to me, and this is where it actually made her flip, which contained a single sentence: "I'm so sorry for what you're going through." she has my phone number. Of course, she could have called her. This was back when the death threat, rape, and torture threats against me were at their peak. At a time when my personal security measures had to be tightened considerably, and I was constantly worried for my family's safety. Emma had just publicly poured more petrol on the flames, yet thought a one-line expression of concern from her would assure me of her fundamental sympathy and in kindness. This also reminds me of a lot of people who are too cowardly to come out and say the right things. It's because, oh, I'm fearful of getting canceled. I'm fearful of being attacked, right? So you have the video of Emma from Emma. So let me see. It better not be porn. Here it is. Oh, it's not porn. All right. I'm actually sort of sad now. I'm actually sort of sad that it's not porn. So here's the J.K. Rowling trashes ignorant Emma. So this is her thing.
It's my deepest wish that
Thank you.
I hope people who don't agree with my opinion will love me, and I hope I can keep loving people who I don't necessarily share the same opinion with.
Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling is trashing her former star, Emma Watson, calling her ignorant for comments made in this viral podcast appearance. On an episode of Jay Shetty's On Purpose, Watson surprised many when she broke her silence amid a years-long rift with Rowling over the author's anti-trans views. She said she is grateful for the memories she has with Rowling, still loves her, and despite their political differences, treasures their time together. On TikTok, one user wrote, "This is literally how adult Hermione would respond, perfectly nuanced and generous."
But the thing is that she publicly blasted JK for like years, mind you. And it's just like she's been getting death threats and like rape threats and like all that kind of stuff. And then all she can do is, here's a note you can give her. Bitch, why didn't you call her? You have her number. I thought girls talk to each other all the time. You have her freaking number. Call her and say, hey, I'm sorry what you're going through. This is terrible, terrible thing. And, you know, like, and the thing is, of course, she said this behind closed doors is because she doesn't want to get canceled. And the thing is that Emma Watson was in the midst of getting a lot of hate and backlash from the LGBTQ community. Is because when she first came out, she was all about, she's like hardcore feminist, right? Anything like feminism, yay, all that kind of stuff, right? So a lot of the LGBTQ people, especially the T's, did not like her because she was sort of excluding them. So in a way, she sort of had to like come out and say, no, I'm talking about all women. So basically to get the LGBTQ people off her back. So at the same time, she's like, man, I'm getting attacked now. So this is just a fraction of what J.K. Rowling is going through. So I'm going to give her a note instead of calling her and say, hey, I'm going through a minuscule version of what you're going through. And this is crazy. Nope. Pass this note to my former boss. Yeah, I think that's sort of, you actually don't really care. I don't think you actually care. You should have said something publicly. But you know that you're going to get attacked by the LGBTQ people, especially the T's, because they're absolutely fucking crazy.
However, Rowling had a much different reaction to the viral interview. The following day, she retweeted a video spoofing Watson's high road response.
Oh.
Those seemingly incompatible, those two things can exist at the same time, which is why I love this incredibly diverse world that we live in.
But Rowling didn't stop there. A few days later, she posted a scathing, lengthy response on X, writing, like other people who've never experienced adult life uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience of real life, she's ignorant of how ignorant she is.
Damn.
I wasn't a multimillionaire at 14.
So this is the tweet that I'm reading, right? This is the tweet that I'm reading? Okay.
I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own life experience what the trashing of women's rights, in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated, means to women and girls without her privileges.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that, like, in the beginning, Emma was like, okay, women's right, women's privileges, feminism, yay, all that kind of stuff, right? Hashtag feminism. And then the trans were like, what about me? And she's like, huh? I'm a girl. I also have a dick. I'm planning to get tits soon. What about me? No, I'm talking about biological women. Do you want me to cut you down and hang you on a tree or something like that? Because I will find you and I will dox everything that you have. I will destroy you. Every woman out there, I believe in you. That's exactly what happened to her.
Their feud dates back to 2020 when Rowling penned a controversial anti-trans essay. The stars of the $7 billion Harry Potter film franchise, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, spoke out against it, and Rowling has said she would never forgive them for it. She claims their criticism led to death, rape, and torture threats at the time.
Of course.
Rowling has become the global face of a controversial wing of the women's rights movement, pejoratively called TERFs, which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists. Rowling reportedly begged
What about me? It isn't fair. I want to go into the women's restroom. I want to pee like they do. I squat down and pee all the time already. And whenever I feel like I need a period, I just stick a ketchup packet in my dick hole. These are the crazy ass people that J.K. Rowling. Now here's the thing. J.K. Rowling is woke as woke can come. But she just happens to disagree with one thing that these radical leftists, these liberals are thinking of. They want her dead.
Group For Women Scotland, an organization that was victorious in a 2025 UK Supreme Court case. The judgment ruled British transgender women should not be considered women. In response, Rowling posted a photo of herself smoking a cigar and holding a glass of wine on her yacht with the caption, "I love it when a plan comes together."
Man, yep. Yeah, it's like when, bitch, at my time of need, when I needed you the most, you turned your back against me. All right? I'm just a creator and a writer, all right? And also executive producer. But you are the face. You are one of the face of the franchise. You could have said something. You could have said something to protect me. I gave you this job. And you turned your back against me. At my time of need, you betrayed me. Yep, that's exactly what J.K. Rowling had to go through from Emma Watson. Right? So this is basically where it was. Right over here. Like the other people who've never experienced adult life uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience of real life. She's ignorant of how ignorant she is. So this is basically what that video said. She never need a homeless shelter. She's never going to be placed in a mixed sex public hospital ward. I'd be astounded if she's been in high street changing room since childhood. Her public bathroom is a single occupancy, and it comes with a security man standing guard outside the door. Has she had to strip off in a newly mixed sex changing room at a council-run swimming pool? Is she ever likely to need a state-run rape crisis center that refuses to guarantee an all-female service? To find herself sharing a prison cell with a male rapist who identifies as a woman prison? Hey, you went to jail? What you do? Oh, you stole some stuff? Yeah, I feel you. What are you in here for? I was in the women's locker room. You want to have sex? Oh shit, man. And she's like, no, you know what? That isn't even a question anymore. We gonna have sex. So she goes on and says, I wasn't a multi-millionaire at 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own life experience what the trashing of women's right in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated means to women and girls without her privileges. The greatest irony here is that Emma had not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me. A change of tack. I suspect she's adopted because she's noticed a full-throated condemnation of me is no longer quite as fashionable as it was. I might have never been dishonest. Adults can't expect to cozy up to activists movement that regularly calls for friends' assassination, then assert their right to the former friend's love, as though the friend was in fact their mother. Emma is rightly free to disagree with me and indeed to discuss her feelings about me in public, but I have the same right, and I finally decided to exercise it. Man, there it is. There it is, man. So it's wild that it took this long for her to say something, but good on her. Now, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of what J.K. Rowling has done, but like calling out death threats on someone because you disagree in a certain matter is absolutely asinine. It is stupid. And just because you can't change their mind, you're gonna try to kill them, right? Like you're no better than than anyone else out there. Like the dude that killed Charlie Kirk because you disagree with what he said and what he believes in. He's not hurting you. Oh, but he has a big platform. He said this. He did terrible words. Yeah, I'm going to kill you then. These people are fucking crazy, right? And the thing is that J.K. Rowling, she just writes books. She writes books and says that, hey, I don't think men should be in women's spaces, right? I don't think that should happen. But I agree with everything else that you guys said. No, you are a fascist. You're a Nazi. You're a bigot. You're a transphobe. Every single time. She is insanely woke. But she says one thing, and that's where the woke hive mind is. Who are we canceling today? Who can we get mad at today? Who can we, threaten today? I'm gonna threaten this person's life. Who are we gonna do today? Right? Okay, J.K. Rowling already said something. Let's go back to her later. Right? Let's get mad at something else. Let's get mad. These people have lost their fucking minds, and it's been like that for too long. We have accepted it as a society for way too long already. This shit shouldn't be happening, but it is. It's because we have allowed it to happen. Because we're just like, they're doing it in the privacy of their own home. That's fine, right? And then it becomes, they're gonna kiss in the public. That's fine, whatever, right? Oh, and then they're gonna have sex in public. Ugh, I don't want to see that. And then they do more and more and more and more. All right. The line has been crossed a long time ago. You guys have crossed the line, and I'm gonna quote Friends. The line is so far past that the line is a dot to you. And they're not taking no for an answer. They're expecting this. They want you to acknowledge them and allow them into women's safe spaces, which is absolutely insane. All right. And good on J.K. Rowling for calling Emma Watson out. It has to be done. And she has a major platform. And like Emma Watson grew up being a multi-millionaire. And J.K. Rowling, is she still in the UK? She's still living there. Like you can't say anything you want, right? You say something bad about the government, you get arrested. But yeah, give him an inch. Yeah, give him an inch. They're not going to take a mile. They're going to take as many steps as possible. And if you don't agree with them, they will kill you for it. Like I said, J.K. Rowling only disagreed with them in one thing. Death threats. And this is why you can't have civil conversations with these people anymore. And these people who are actually like promoting death threats against someone just because you disagree with their opinion needs to be locked up in an insane asylum. Is that easy? Just make asylums great again.